What is up, guys? So today, I don't know, I'm not very motivated. Trying to build up that motivation to get things done, but I think I'm gonna go to the pick apart place and go check out the inventory over there, see if they got any new BMWs in. Maybe I can get some headlights, or maybe something that I need they have. I like to check the inventory every once in a while and make sure that you know, I don't miss anything. But that's probably what I'm gonna start my day at. And as you saw in the last video, I did some wiring here. I still need to get a connector to match this one because I don't have it, so I can use two of these wires to pin in that connector and get it to connect there, and just look a couple things over on the cars and see if there's anything that I need. But other than that, I also need to just crank up this little Honda Del Sol outside that I got off of Joseph because he couldn't take it with him to Florida, so it hadn't ran in a while, so I don't want the battery to go dead on that. Let's go ahead and crank that up for a little bit. Now the body on this thing is pretty rough, but it is a good car. It's a good running car, and I enjoy Honda, so I'm gonna hold on to this one so for later, whenever I find a good chassis to swap the engine and all that stuff in it. Maybe I'll find another Del Sol with a good body, I don't know. Also would like a Civic Wago van. I really like those a lot. But let's go ahead and crank it up. So as you can see, it starts and runs just fine. I mean, even the AC system works in this thing, so. But being that everything works good on the vehicle and there's no smoking issues, no nothing, I'm gonna keep it and hold on to it. I definitely would like a Wago van and swap the motor and all that stuff into it, and then once I'm done with what I need out of the vehicle, I'll dispose of the chassis. But anyway, yeah, that's what I got going on today. Not motivated at all, but we'll see what happens with that. Guess I'll let you guys look at the Datsun too for a little bit. This car is complete. It's a 71, I believe. It's a 240Z. As you can tell, everything is intact in this thing. It's got your typical dash cracking from a typical Datsun Nissan. But other than that, I mean, it is a complete car. It's a complete chassis. It is a great start. These cars are very rare nowadays to get a hold of. That's why, you know, I got it. The floorboards obviously need to be replaced on this one. It is a typical, you know, Datsun. It's not like the one I have in the shop. The one I have in the shop had that undercoating done to it, and this one it didn't. The undercoating was an option at the dealership. This person obviously didn't want to spend the extra $400 back in the day to have it done. But everything's complete inside the car. It's even got the double Weber carburetors on it. It does run, but it smokes like a son of a bitch. But that's not going to be the engine I keep in this whenever I do decide to do it. And whenever I do it, I'm going to tear this thing down to the bare chassis, get new floor pans, and get another RB engine and swap that in. So that's definitely going to be a build for later on. But other than that, it is a good starting point. Make sure this is closed all the way. There we go. And my good old 300ZX. I cannot wait to start on this thing. I'm eager to start on this thing. I know a lot of you viewers are, you know, wanting me to work on this right away, but with everything I got going on in the shop as far as the Beamer project and the Datsun for the customer, this is on the back burner, but this is my next to build. I have a majority of the parts that I need right here in these boxes for the RB engine. I even have coilovers and everything. I have the full motor mount swap kit with the oil pan for the RB back there. These are usually the tools I take with me to the pull apart. I have the the torque sets for the sockets and the star sockets and the Torx bits and the Torx sockets. I have vice grips, I have pliers, stubby screwdrivers, a set of sockets, my power impact, an adjustable wrench, a set of ratcheting flex head wrenches is usually what I take, and a mallet, vice grips, and 1/4 sockets with the ratchets. Typically this is enough to get me around, usually to take off whatever it is I need to take off. So that's usually what I take with me, and a set of Allen wrenches. I have those, and that is usually what I take with me to the pull apart place. I've had success with this combination of tools for a while, and if there's some specific tool that I have, well, that I need, and they'll usually have it to loan out at the place. But just to give you guys a little rundown of what I bring with me whenever I go out there. Well, I had to crawl through the jungle. As you can see, all the cars are overgrown by weeds, but I was able to get a couple things off this BMW and a couple things off of this one. And I needed the heater core hose to make the loop. I was missing one of them, so I got that. I figured out what the 2-pin connector was for. Turns out it's for a little fan here. That's why I couldn't figure it out, because these are the two color wires right here, the red and brown and orange. It connects to green and white and brown and black, and that's why I couldn't figure out what it was. Anyway, it's a different connector on the S54 harness. So I got the connector and I got this, so that will be good, and that cools off the DME compartment. Also from my E36, I was missing one of the lift pads underneath. I grabbed one of those, and these are some of the connectors that I had in the car that were mismatched, because the connectors were a little bit different on the one that was in the 328 CI as opposed to the S54 harness. So I grabbed these so I can make them work, and what else I got? Yep, that's about it, guys. I'm just trying to go over through this car a little bit and make sure that I have everything that I need before I peace out of here. Let me see if this thing works. My latch unit. Yeah, my hinge piece on my door is messed up right there. I'm gonna see how easy that is to get out. Ooh, yeah. It has an electronic throttle. I mean, a gas pedal. I don't know how, if there's a difference between a automatic and a standard, so I don't know. I'm gonna see how that is to get out, and just kind of go through here and pick out as much as I can get out of this car, guys. So yeah, that's where I'm at on this, but I'm glad that I found this, and definitely got some parts that I needed, so the trip is well worth it. That's why I always like to go and check out these pull-apart places. They're always a good place to source parts without paying these expensive prices for the parts individually. I'm gonna go cash out on this in probably less than 20 bucks at that, so it's a good thing, guys, good thing. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to y'all. I'm gonna mess with this throttle here and look things over and see what else I can get off of this bad boy. Got my tools over here now. I paid for those parts. Cost me $10 for those parts, and now I want to get this locking latch right here, because the one in my car is messed up, and I'm gonna see about getting this accelerator pedal. Excuse me, I'm out of breath. I'm gonna see about getting this accelerator pedal out and the mounting bracket. So I don't have the mounting bracket. I don't know if there's a difference between the pedal or not, so we'll see how it goes and get back to you when I got it out. Alright, I was successful in getting the hinge lock mechanism out. Here it is, and I got one electronic accelerator pedal and bracket, so that is a good thing. I noticed that the body has a chassis mount. I don't even know if mine has one. I have to figure that out, how to get that to work, but I will figure that out. And also I noticed that I broke a piece on my my car. It's not fully broken, but it's kind of messed up right here on this piece right here for the tumbler switch. This one is in good order, and didn't bring little tiny flathead screwdriver, and that's what it takes right here to get this bad boy out. So I need to find something to pull this out and get that out, and I think I'll be done for the most part. But these are the brackets I was talking about. This one here and the mount on the back. I don't think the chassis on my car, the body on my car, has that, so we'll just have to see what we gotta do. The graveyard of motorcycles over here. Nothing that I really like, but older stuff really. Wheels, here you go. The other two on the other side are bad, but if I had a GT, I would grab those. Audi over here, some BMWs. We are totally on the other end. Walk over the tree. Watch my step. I've already got stuck with so many damn stickers, man. Alright. Back to the coupe. Just get in deep enough on the other end, because that one's resisting there pretty deep. Take those with me. Come on. Work. Yeah. Hell yeah. Alright. Oh yeah, guys. Booyah! Got it. Alright, man. Today was a good day. That was a success. I have not gone to a pull-apart place in a while and was able to score so much on a project I'm currently working on. Usually I go there, I can score one part or it's a complete bust. But in this case, I scored quite a bit of parts for $30. And I got the door. I guess that's a lock. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. When you open a door and it holds the door open, a door holder? I don't know. I got the ignition switch. I got the connectors that are mix matched in the DME compartment, so I can make that happen. I got this connector here that matches, and I also got the DME coolant fan, cooling fan. I got another heater core hose because I was missing one. Now I can make a bypass on that. And I got the gas pedal sensor, and very, very happy about that. Also got the mount for the gas pedal sensor. If I'd have known that damn, I mean, I don't know if there's a difference between an automatic and a manual. I'll find out once I get my other one in, but I spent $70 for this thing without the mount on eBay, and I scored that. So $30 for everything, and that is a hell of a score. Also, I saw this in there and I cut it because it's this piece here that's broken right there. I don't know if I'm gonna have to use that or not, so I saw it, I scored it. Good deal. I have what I need to further the swap. So today we're going to be installing the accelerator pedal. I'm going to install the DME compartment fan, switch out the ignition switch, make the bypass for the heater core, and install the hinge lock, and also change some plugs on the wiring harness. So that's what we got going on today. So the first order of business is we're going to make this bypass. So I have this elbow piece here, and also the two heater core hoses, and I'm going to cut, put them in right there, and then from there I'm going to get my distances that I need, and then I will trim what excess I have that is needed to be trimmed off, and then we'll make that bypass. Alright, I got the heater core bypass somewhat in. The elbow piece that I have, it's not going to really work. It's kinking the hose up, if you can see it right here. So I got on eBay and I found a heater core bypass right there. So that'll be perfect for what I'm doing. It's a 3/4 inch heater core bypass U-shaped hose that's going to go from here, loop around to there, and it's metal, unlike the plastic. So I ordered that. That'll be in next week. And I'll just leave that like it is for now. And then when it comes in, I'll just cut here, cut there, then loop the bypass around, and that'll solve that problem. So that's good for now. Let's go ahead and move on.
Next level.
So after a lot of hacking and struggling, because I hate working under the dash, I got it out. That's the bracket that holds the gas pedal. And I mean, I hacked the crap out of this thing to get it off, because I'm not going to take off that steering shaft. So that's out now. Took the vacuum cleaner and vacuumed up a little bit underneath where all the debris was collecting. Right there. Where is my flashlight? Damn it, here we go again with the flashlight. Give me 1 second. And it's got the mounting tab right here and the mount right there. So let's go ahead and install it. Okay. Now that lines up. If you notice right here, there's a mounting tab right here, and this is slotted and that's slotted. And the way that works is this bottom piece right here slides in right here, and this piece right here, right there, locks in right there. So you have to slide it in like that to get it mounted. And that is a gas pedal assembly right there, guys. So now I need to solder in the connection and then put the connector on, and then after that I'll slide it in. I'll be ready to go. So I'm gonna switch gears just for a moment before I put the accelerated pedal in. I'm gonna install this DME compartment cooler fan, and that was one of the connections that I was questioning, I found out about. So if you look up in here, you can see that blank plate with 3 screws holding it in. I'm going to take that out, and then after I take that out, I will install the fan, and then we will get to wiring. Like I said before, guys, I really hate working underneath the dash, especially in the foot area down here. It's like the worst freaking place. Don't like it, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Great, now the DME has a compartment fan, and I can make that connection up there. Now I'm gonna have to get my lamp on this and on this cable, and then after that we can solder in connectors and do what we got to do. So I did get the throttle in, not the throttle, the accelerated pedal. I don't know why I always say throttle. It's electronic throttle, that's maybe why, but my battery died on me when I was installing it, so that is the finished product. I have it wired up and zip tied, the wiring zip tied up there to hold it out of the way. So it is good to go, and now the throttle is done. So one thing off the bucket list to get this thing going, and so now I have a couple things to wire inside the DME compartment. I'm gonna see about wiring this circuit in. See about wiring this circuit in and wiring this circuit in. For this one, I have the pin right here for this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and chop this and solder it in right there. And that will be that on this. And for the other ones, I might have to disconnect everything and pull the bracket out to get to the wiring I need for this right here, because I don't have much length on that to pull it out and modify it. So, and this one as well. So that's going to be the next thing on the list to take care of. So let's go ahead and do it. So everything's pulled out of the DME compartment now. Gives me access to the two connectors I need to work with. This one right here, I'm just going to cut, tin the ends, solder on the connection. Where to put it at is. So I'm going to cut these two wires. Then I'm going to strip these two, strip those two. And as you can tell, they are the same. And I'm gonna go ahead and solder this in, heat shrink it, so that'll take care of that. Extra wires, if I have to add circuits to it later, because I don't know what all these are, I heat shrink them out the way. Here, if you look at the color codes on it, it's red and white, blue and yellow, green and white. If you look at the connector that it has in the vehicle, it is red and white, blue and yellow, green and white. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same here. Cut, tin, solder, heat shrink, and then this connector here, I'll just pull it out because I don't need this side because I have it on this harness, and I'll just plug it in. Alright guys, so I got the wiring done in the DME compartment. As you can see here, this one right here was installed, this one right here was installed, and this one right here was installed. So now all the connectors match, the wiring is where it's supposed to be. Everything should be good on the wiring part. We should be done with the wiring for the most part. So I need to send that DME off to get it flashed and everything. Hopefully the guy hits me back up pretty soon so I can send that out first thing Monday. And I just got to lift the vehicle back up and make sure that this connector here goes to what I believe is right on the side where the fuel pump is at. They have a evap connector. I think that's where this goes. I'm not sure, but I believe that is where it goes. That way I can get rid of this piece here because it goes down there. Also, we got the switch. Grab my camera, grab my flashlight, sorry. We got the electronic gas pedal in, everything's wired to the DME, and I got the what do you call it, the ignition switch installed as well. So we are getting really close. So I just hopefully can get that DME sent off and get it back as soon as possible. By the time I get that DME back, I should have the fuel pump installed. I should have the block off plate for the secondary air pump valve. That'll be done. Eliminate that. Need to get an expansion tank still, and that's a hose connects here. I found out that goes to the expansion tank, so I'm gonna get that whole assembly with the bracket so it'll mount. And I still have to do the bed liner spray on the front bumper. Have to bed liner spray the mirrors clear coat them and buff them down just so it has an even coat all the way around, looks all in unison. And other than that, the biggest challenge I'm gonna have is the like I said before, the drive shaft. So cool deal. We are making good headway. Before you know it, this thing will be cranked and running and going on its own power, and I'll have a M race car. So cool deal. All right, well, I think that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, so you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.